Now, devastation on the island nation of Tonga. A rising death toll challenges delivering aid to decimated communities and entire towns covered in ash. We have some new satellite imagery for you showing the islands transformed when that underwater volcano erupted on Saturday about 40 miles north of the mainland. Green landscapes and bustling urban areas now unrecognizable. National correspondent Paul Gerke has the latest on the destruction and what people are doing right now to help. Paul?
Good morning, Adrienne. We're waking up to the first images of villages just decimated by this disaster. And officials there are fearful that the death toll will continue to rise. Communication with Tonga is tough right now because this huge plume of volcanic ash that came up out of the ocean is interfering with satellite phone calls. And one of the major undersea cables that connects Tonga to the rest of the world was severed in that disaster. And there is ash caking the runways there, likely delaying aid efforts by at least a day.
I actually haven't heard from my father. I haven't heard from any of my relatives.
Peter Tofua is best known as an Olympian, the oiled, shirtless ambassador of a small island nation. Today, he is a concerned son.
I'm worried for all of the Tongan people.
Tofua spoke with Marnie Hughes on NewsNation Prime Monday night, sharing just how dire the situation is in his native country. Before and after satellite images show a stark contrast. A once picturesque paradise is now caked in thick ash. At least 2 deaths have been reported on Tonga. Family says 50-year-old British woman Angela Glover was swept away by a wave. 2 more deaths and an oil spill are being blamed on the tsunami which crossed the Pacific Ocean. Australia and New Zealand are sending much-needed supplies and are assessing the damage from above. Below, Tongans around the world wait for news from their loved ones.
I mean, we're sitting here worried as well. We haven't spoken to anyone since Friday.
It will likely take weeks to really take in the full scope of this disaster because that's how long it will take to repair those damaged undersea cables. Right now, aid is pouring in from all over, though, including UNICEF, the United Nations, and Mr. Tofua himself, who announced on Marnie Hughes' show last night that he's starting a GoFundMe. That money will eventually go to the victims and survivors once everything gets settled in Tonga. Adrienne?
All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for the update.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.